What's up, everybody? Been out. Had go do some time for an old possession charge, but I don't know. I'm back. I want to talk about. And I had time to think about it. It's take two. I had some time to think about. Like I did this weird, like it's. I'm listening to his or hers podcast. Love his or hers podcast. It's dope. If you don't listen, if you're a sports fan, I love his and hers. Michael Smith and Jamel Hill are hilarious. They're talking about the Jim McElwain situation at Florida, where Jim McElwain's yelling at Kelvin Taylor because he made a throat slash. He's talking about abusive coaches, or how men get chastised, and how men are usually, when they're chastised, they're called effeminate names like a girl, a bitch, a pussy, just things you usually call another motherfucking dude to make him feel bad. And one of the things she was talking about was like, this is why men like don't have a different respect for women, or don't respect them as much, because they get called something as a woman to be perceived weak. And she's like, this is why men don't feel like they can show their emotions or open up. And my thing was, and I'm the whole time thinking, like, because the world doesn't give a fuck. And Mike touched on it later, is like, society doesn't care how you feel if you're a man, unless you're an effeminate man, i.e. gay. Because they don't care. They're not going to care. That's not their job. They are not going to fucking care. And women don't. I don't think women understand it fully, why men are hold our emotions in and don't show them. Because being a man, a traditionally masculine man, you have responsibilities whether you want them or not. For example, if say you're in a town that you don't know, and you gotta go get money out the bank. So you go walk in the bank, 30 seconds later, boom, hostage situation, the bank's getting robbed. You, because you are a man, you are now abiding by the rules, or forced to abide by the rules, women and children first. You don't know these people, never met them, don't plan on being here again, but because you're a man, you now have the responsibility of being disposable. Well, first law of nature, self-preservation. As a man, being overly emotional will get you fucking killed. It'll get you beat up. It'll get you put in a bad situation. And there's really nothing much you can do about it, because the world holds men to different standards than women, which is why boys are raised not to be emotional, because no one gives a fuck about your emotions. Not the world, your homeboys do. But your homeboys are they're best served not letting you wallow in an emotionally bad situation. They gotta get you the fuck out, so you can start being productive, either as a citizen or just for your life. There's always an end game. There has to be. As a man, you have to be focused on the end game. Like when I was in jail, sidebar, never fight in jail. Especially if you're getting out soon. Don't do it. If not, unless you have to, don't do it. Because you're thrown in the hole. Alone in the county I was in, you fight, you're thrown in the hole. Unless you're visibly just getting jumped for no fucking reason, you're in the hole for 30 days. So when this dude that was coming up, running up on me, talking shit, all this other type of shit, like, oh, take your glasses off, let's do this. I don't take disrespect. I was like, dude, you're not gonna hit me. And he didn't. And I know he wasn't. And I wasn't finna spit in first. One, I wasn't mad. I don't fight when I'm not mad. I need to be in it. If my heart's not in it, I'm not doing it. But two, there's no point. Literally no fucking point. I'm not gonna get thrown in the hole just because you're upset. Nah, fuck all that. spend 30 days in this motherfucker because you're mad. No. That's not working. But as a man, you have to realize you have to be logical in situations. You have to be logical in situations where emotions can get you killed. Where being overly emotional in a negative way can have a horrible impact on you. And that's something I don't think females understand with why guys aren't emotional. But it's bleed over. Like, you can't turn it on and off. There's a lot of emotional dudes, but those are the ones that are always in fucking trouble because they let their emotions get the best of them. I'm not emotional. I try not to act on my emotions, especially when it's something that can fuck me up. Do I get happy? Do I get sad? Yeah. Do I show my emotions a lot? Nah. I'll show them I'll have them in private just with myself to get through it. But you can't be overly emotional as a man. Not in society. Unless you're gay. Then, especially effeminate gay, because then you can actually have the traits of a woman, and no one's going to come at you more. Unless you break the law, then you're fucked. But that's just it. You can't be out here being a bitch. And women don't get that, and I don't think they're gonna get that because they've never had to. They've had their emotions looked after. They've had their emotions spared, which is why you can't call a fat girl fat. Because emotionally, it'll hurt her feelings, and then you'll have women and white knights all jumping to her like, you're an asshole. How you do? Like, nothing. So guys just best not serve. But then it ends up hurting them when they don't get the answers they want. It's all how they feel. That's just a good starting point for this one. But I was watching, I have a friend via internet, Cass, her IG is in feminism. She is an anti-feminist. And we met via Instagram just on looking through pages and shit. And I used to be an anti-feminist. I was like, hey, there's a woman who gets it. And then I turned completely. It's like anti-feminist women other than her and another girl, I just don't trust her. And I was watching the video made by Stardust, which is a great video. Love Stardust content, love what he does, love his production, love what he talks about. And he's talking about red pill versus women. And this past weekend, I was talking to Cass, and she's trying to understand mgtow more. And basically, any woman that understands mgtow or understanding real versus mgtow, trying to understand it, like, it's for, you can understand it, especially as more men are starting to go their own way, but you're not going to fully be able to embrace it because it breaks away from gynocentrism. We don't advocate for females. Not unless we know them. But it's the same with anti-feminist women and women in the MRA or MRM. Like Stardust said, they'll try to be versed in red pill knowledge, but the reason why, like, most women don't care about men unless it's the man in their life that they're choosing to date, their sons, fathers, brothers, close relatives, or like close friends. And they want to understand, but at the end of the day, like, it's no, you can't, you'll understand, but you won't be able to feel it as though we feel it. The red pill, for us who have taken it and swear by it, is something that we hold dearly, we hold true. It's a credo, it's a code. For however long men want to hold on to that, if they find what they feel is in the wall, because she asked me about it, like, what's in the wall? And I was like, it's pretty much a unicorn. It's not all women are like that, but they are, because that's just female nature. That's just kind of what it is. Even if they're not financially hypergamous, they're still hypergamous. This human nature be. Said no, it's mostly female, like Western society, especially traditionalists, when they look for a situation that best suits them, they're always looking to add on. And you can't really have that. Like, that's not, you can't have that mindset of, oh, I want to know and be well versed in the red pill, but they're still going to do parts of female nature, which we come to expect. So it's not like you can fool us. Now, certain men will tolerate certain levels of female nature, and some won't. Like, there's different levels of mgtow, and they'll tolerate different levels of gynocentrism. But it always comes to who they're with at that point. But our gynocentrism meter will only go so far. No man is going to no red pill man is going to put himself in harm's way for your average female just because she exists, just because she's there. It's not happening. I think once you get to a certain level of female, like once I've stopped gassing chicks up. That's just something I've stopped doing. And that's because I've gotten to a certain level of mix. I was like, I don't have to. And I used to get mad at dudes who gas shit. I was like, dude, what the? I was like, you know what? It's his life. If he wants to gas her up, hopefully he gets some pussy out of it. Shit. You're going to do it well. You know, that's how I've always felt. Like, if you're going to do it well. Knock yourself out, chief. It's not my life. I don't have to live by that. I don't have to do what you do. And when I was in jail, I heard a lot of gynocentrics. He was like, hey man, I just want a good woman that can, take care of me. I take care of her. And that's fine. And my kid's mom, my son's mom, she said like, oh, you need a good woman to help you with all your cases and everything. It's just all the trials and tribulations of your life. And that's complete gynocentrism. As I'm listening to her, I'm like, that's complete gynocentrism. Like, no, you're only gonna be successful once you get a good woman. No, I've been successful. I can be successful. I will be successful. Just by my own merits. I don't need the validation, the intangible validation of female for me to feel good about what I've done or what I'm doing. Whether it be my mom, sisters, aunts, doesn't. Because at the end of the day, they're not in a position, for the most part, to tangibly help me with what I'm trying to achieve. Now, if they are, if you're in a position to where I need your validation for me to achieve something or to reach the next level of something tangible, whether it be a job or a money opportunity or health-wise, or to obtain something other than vagina, then yes, your opinion will matter. It's the end game. Part of why I'm making this content to get men to see the end game. How does A affect B? If A doesn't affect B, why are you involved in it? Whether it be negative or positive. If it's negative, like people against gay marriage. How does gay marriage affect your marriage? How does gay marriage affect you? In a tangible way. Men have to start holding themselves accountable, because we can sit and bitch about female nature and bitch about gynocentrism until we're blue in the face. We can bitch about how women are Western society women, trad femmes, feminists, traditionalist women are going to be looking out for themselves. All right, this is a system that we're now in. How do we move about that system to find our own success? That's as a man going his own way. Just getting smarter, that's cool, but there has to be more action. What are you doing to better your situation? Even minutely, even if it's 1% better, how are you making it positive? You have to be able to keep going and keep moving forward. You have to apply logic to a situation where it's emotional, because that's where it's going to be beneficial towards you. thinking about gynocentrism and how bad it is and talking about it and learning once you learn the different aspects of it and learn how to spot it, it's second nature. It's a mental muscle memory. Just getting your reps in. You need to know how to move about it. Like, all right, we're out of gas. There's a gas station a mile ahead. How are we going to get to it? And there's a gas station a mile ahead, 2 miles ahead on the road, or a mile ahead through this cornfield. Now, what do we want to do? This is a problem. We don't have gas. The solution is go get gas, but how are we going to move to that solution to where it best helps us? And there's always variables. You always have to account for variables. Like, oh, is it cold? Is it raining? Is it really hot? Are we in a dangerous area? What can we call AAA? What can we do to help be successful in a situation that yields itself to being difficult? As a man, you have to think about that. We can't just go, oh, we're out of gas. What do we do? Like, oh, I don't want to walk this mile. I don't want to do X. I don't want to do Y. I don't want to do Z. Well, you have to do something. Being a mgtow for me means holding myself accountable. So when people ask me to hold myself accountable, hold me accountable, I'm already 2 steps ahead of that. I know what needs to be done. Now, am I willing to do it? There's a difference. Like custody and visitation. I know what needs to be done. I have to file a whole bunch of paperwork and get court dates and request time off work and request time for visitation. Am I willing to do that? At this point in my life, no, not right now, because I have other things I want to accomplish that I can't do thinking about going back to court. I hate court. I hate going to courtroom, especially if I'm not getting any money out of it. Big pet peeve. But also recognize that with me not doing said moves to handle child custody and everything like that there's going to be ridiculed. And I'm fine with that. Because I just don't have to listen to it. That's just it. I just don't have to listen to it. And that's always going to be how it is. Done it. It's one of the things that I owe myself true to. Never put myself in a situation mentally that will bring me anguish if I don't have to deal with it, if it's not right there in front of me. And that's the thing I've learned. And it's freeing. It's freeing. And that's part of the red pill that I don't think most women get who are trying to know about the red pill, is that it's super freeing. It's the ultimate mental vacation. With traditionalist women, they're always trying to put themselves in the best position. Even with traditionalist men, they're always trying to put themselves in the best position to make themselves attractive to another person. Like, I'll do this, or so I can get married, or I want to have kids, I want to have babies, and be a parent, or I want to, so I can find a boyfriend. Like, I don't do any of that shit. They're always trying to build so they can take care or be attracted to another person for intangible reasons. Mine, with my opinion of what feminists do, is they're always trying to push the movement forward, push the movement forward. Everything they have to do is to push the movement forward. In mgtow, we don't have to do that. The movement sells itself. It's the ultimate drug. We're not selling insurance. We're selling something that can help you. We're selling reading and writing. or reading in math. Like once you know how to read, you know how to write, the whole world opens up to you. There's no movement to push. That's the thing. I think the MRM and anti-feminists will never see and be able to grasp is that we're not pushing a movement. The movement is there. Whether you walk through this door or not, hey, whether you take this pill or not, hey, that's cool. You don't have to align yourself with anybody. You lone wolf it. There's a community if you have any questions or ideas that you want to bounce off people or just be a part of. But if you don't want to, that's fine too. Like, you can do what you want. The only main rule is you can't be married. Like, once you're married, you are clearly not going your own way because every decision you're making, you have to make as a team. Even if you're in a committed relationship, you can be like, you know what, I'm out, and just walk out. As long as you're comfortable with how you're walking out, there's really nothing you can do. Like, there's no recourse. That's it. And I think that's the best, that's the most logical part that ties into logic is that a lot of MRM and anti-feminists and feminists, a lot of it's emotional. You see a lot of them talking and they get really emotional. They get really mad and really angry. And most of the mgtow content, the calmest guys on earth. If you listen to Barbarossa, if you listen, if they're just giving their ideas about something, if you listen to Truth Over Everything, if you listen to Neo Unplugged, if you listen to Dark Knight, Me, Heartburn, Quad 40, there's even Sandman monitor, like he'll talk about things that make him mad, but none of us sound mad. When we're just giving it ideas, we're discussing mgtow philosophy, we're discussing red pill philosophy, we're discussing things that are, even though they're near and dear to us, we don't get mad. We're not yelling or going, these women or these feminists, or I was like, no, dude's like, listen, this is what we expect them to do. Once you expect somebody to do something, you have once you read the defense and you've studied film and you know what they're going to do out of what looks they're showing, the game slows down. You calmly can execute the play because you have to take ego out of it. Like, there's nothing to figure out. There's nothing to get mad about. Because the only person you can get mad at is yourself. But that's just it. There's literally nothing to get mad at. All of us sound really calm whenever we're talking about. Whenever we're talking about red pill philosophy. We're calm as shit. And that's part of it because we're free. Few things will catch us off guard as far as what feminists or what the men's right movement do because we expect them to do what they've always done, which is be incited. That's it. That's what they've always done, and that's what they're going to continue to do. So again, just to reiterate, like, part of taking the red pill is learning how to deal with emotion. And a lot of even well-read pill verse women, be it Girl Writes What or Diana Davidson, Feminism LOL, they'll never fully understand it because we're not emotional. We're wired to be non-emotional, and we're just wiring ourselves more. That's just kind of how that cookie crumbles. Peace.